Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the 40K Cafe, and thank you, T, for another great request. The legendary Commissar Cain, who ironically graduated with one of the lowest marks in his class, would have his first taste of battle in 919 M41. This would occur on the planet Desolatia, where his regiment was fending off against hordes and hordes of orcs, which would then end up having to deal with a splinter high fleet of Tyranids. Cain would succeed in defending the position, but not in the way that most people might think. Ironically, most people actually misunderstand this victory. The Commissar Cain actually attempted desertion of his position. He would do this by commandeering a salamander's vessel, to which he would attempt to flee the battle. What makes this ironic is that in his attempt to flee, he would run into an unnoticed force of flanking Tyranids. Upon seeing this, he would panic and return back to the front lines, but this would all be misinterpreted as elite and tactical movements to outmaneuver the enemy. This misinterpreted successful scouting mission would mark his first step in his grand reputation. Later in 924 M41, Cain's reputation would skyrocket even further. On the planet Perlia, and after a great space battle, Cain would escape via an escape pod with his second-in-command Jurgen, but would unfortunately land behind enemy lines. Officially, on Imperial records, they would mark him as unalived. While behind enemy lines, he would go on to free many of the slaves that were being captured by the orcs, and fight his way back to Imperial front lines, killing the orc war boss in the process. Eventually, Cain would be put up for Commissariat Command, into which he was sent on a handful of extremely dangerous missions. This would consist of campaigns against craft worlds for the Eldar, investigating Necron tomb worlds, and cleansing space hulks. More often than not, Cain would find himself being the only survivor to come out of these missions. To this, Cain requested that he be transferred back to full regiment, as he believed it would be much less dangerous work. But ironically for Cain, countless and dangerous missions would always seem to find him. He would help stop insurrections and plans put in place by Genestealer cults, encounter more awakenings of Necron tomb worlds, and even successfully prevented a planet from being transformed into a daemon world. And his legendary feats wouldn't stop there. He would go on to continue and stop the enemies of the Imperium, such as Nurgle cultists, Drukhari succubi, and more Tyranid splinter fleets that he just can't seem to get away from. Despite his desire for a simple life, Commissar Cain can't but help find himself in the center of glory. Thanks again, T, for the request. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Always remember, guys, to join the Discord and to follow for more.